It's the anti-checker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
Hey guys, Michael J. Crawford, the anti-checker here, and this has just been a day! I'm so glad my day is over. BIRDOPREY, I saw us there. Thank you for hanging out. I apologize that I was unable to attend any of BIRDOPREY's stream. I was in a company training through most of the day today, and then I was dealing with a situation that I would just soon never have to think about ever again. And so, yeah, I was actually supposed to be off work like an hour ago, and I was going to be able to relax a little bit before the live stream, but no, I just got off work like 5 minutes ago, and I am pissed because I was just going to relax and chill. And then so I ran downstairs to use the restroom before the live stream, and Mrs. Antrick was like, "Oh, I need to go to the store. Will you take me to the store?" I'm like, "Oh no." So that's how my day's going. But on the bright side, it's good to see you all here. I see that Mr. Miles is unsubbing as usual. Thomas, looks like you were first, at least on my screen. It looks like there was a lot of competition there for the position of first. But congratulations, Thomas.
Thomas Potts is first in the chat once again. Congratulations on your accomplishment. As a Telosian, I live through other people's experiences and desires. I feed on the lives of others. You have nothing to fear from us, Thomas, as you have no life for us to feed on.
Oh, man. And Night Breeze is first to Super Chat. Thank you so much, Night Breeze. Throws a couple of bucks in, wants to see the death of disco. You got it. Night Breeze, thank you. That actually makes me feel a little bit better, I'll tell you. Thomas was $4.99, says, birthday boy DJ pick. So DJ, if you are in the house, you get a pick here. So I assume you mean DJ Odyssey. I didn't see him, but DJ, if you're here, you get a pick. We'll keep an eye out for him. Alex says, not Ryan Johnson was first. On your screen, that's possible. It's kind of weird the way that different people look at it and get different people first. You just got us warmed up, BIRDOPREY. It's kind of creepy. Mr. Miles is unsubbing. Some warm-up, you almost made us late. Well, you know, that's BIRDOPREY for you. Warpath Anti-Trekker. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little grumpy. I'll try to get better. However, I am very excited because tomorrow I'm only working a half day, and then I am going to see Avengers Endgame. So I don't give a crap after this mess of a day today. Tomorrow is going to be freaking awesome because I don't care what anybody says. Endgame is going to be awesome. Speaking of which, Luke throws €2 into the chat and says, spoiler, Endgame is awesome. So Luke, I'm going to ask you one question about Endgame that I'm just curious about. And so don't tell me anything around it. Don't tell me anything having to do with the plot or anything like that. I just want to know, is there a moment in the movie in which Hulk and Drax punch Thanos at the same time? That's all I want to know. Does that happen? Alex Brooks says, hello, how you doing? That's what she said, says Mr. Captain. Cinnabon Bunny says, hi, good to see you. Dale is laughing. Lee is laughing. Dale says, is anybody in here against spoilers for Endgame? Yes, I am. I don't want to know any spoilers. The only thing I'm curious about that one thing, but Luke says no, that did not happen. So, oh well. I was hoping that would happen. That's my favorite picture from the original Infinity Gauntlet comic book, was when all the heroes are attacking. They kind of downplay in the MCU Drax the Destroyer is a tough-ass guy. In the MCU, he's mainly just played for laughs, but he is a powerhouse in the comics. And there's a shot of Drax from one side and Hulk from the other side, both punching Thanos with the full Infinity Gauntlet, and they actually knock him back, which surprised Thanos. Darth Maul is saying, hey, how you doing, my friend? Mike Richards is here from Columbus, Ohio. One of these days, Mike, you're going to completely shock me and say that you're in, like, I don't know, Boise or something. DJ Odyssey is here, picks number 6, but DJ, do you mean Brokeback? Okay, thank you. So I want to make sure we had the right number 6. Luke also picks number 12. So Luke had a super chat number 12, then DJ had the Uber chat number 6, so I will play them Luke's first because it's the shortest and I'm on the super chat screen anyway.
Heart attack!
Well, that was easier than I expected. This is going to be a great day. And now, off to my first day of work on Endor.
And I know, Forest Moon of Endor.
I now pronounce you man and turd. You may now kiss.
Joshua, what are you doing?
Nothing. I'm definitely not making you kiss Law. I repeat, I am not making you kiss Law. I'm definitely not. Hello, unfortunately there's not going to be a part 4. Dad just fixed the computer and he promises not to destroy it again as long as I don't do another one of those, so there's going to be no part 4. Wait, hold on, I just got a text message. Please do these videos, Puffed 4 is very anticipated. Nope, I quit.
Get him.
Sing it! Sing it! Sing it!
There it is. Happy birthday, DJ. Truly, happy birthday. 47 Yorktown's here from New Brunswick. Good to see you, 47 Yorktown. By the way, just so you guys know, I know this is an early live stream for me normally. However, next week, this is going to be closer to the normal time. I'll be completely honest with you. So because of my schedule change and everything. So Sci-Fi Guy says, please keep doing the reminders. YouTube was late as usual. I'm thinking about it because if you guys like the reminder thing, it's no big deal to put that in there. I just got to remember to do it. So basically after tonight's live stream, I'll set the reminder for tomorrow. Although tomorrow I'm probably going to run a little bit late. I'm going to set it for midnight Eastern as the start time. But depending on when I get out of Avengers Endgame and get home, I'll start the live stream the minute I get home and deliver my first reaction. If I can twist her arm a little bit, maybe I'll get Mrs. Anti-Checker to say a word or two as well. And then they didn't really follow the comic. That doesn't surprise me, but I know that some things seem to be closer to the comic than others. For example, a certain character who I've heard from various critics say has a much more prominent role in this film, and that character had a prominent role in the comic book, but didn't have a prominent role in part 1. And Thomas throws a $1.99 and says, BIRDOPREY is the master of Thanos. That's a very scary idea. Although one that needs a super chat, I'm thinking.
Anal na drach, was betad, doch jeldienle.
Ariel Natris Oris Barzi Bedhead Juchel Dementa. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Thank you, BIRDOPREY, for your incredible oratory skill. You'll be surprised and yet not surprised. Funny, I've been hearing that a lot, Luke. I really have. I will say my one question, no spoilers. Yeah, we're not going to do spoilers. And by the way, tomorrow night, not going to do any spoilers either. I'm going to wait until at least next week before we start talking about any kind of endgame spoilers, because I want people to get a chance to see it. Sci-Fi Sis says, just do a short live stream before seeing endgame. That's actually not a bad idea. What I may do is, because I'm working a half shift, I'll get off work much earlier than I have to leave for the movie. So I may do an hour or so as an early live stream, then after the movie come back and give my first impressions. I like that. That's so you're wearing the same shirt. Well, yeah, the other from this morning. Yes, I don't change my shirt multiple times a day. Thomas says I knew something smelled. Very funny. Entrecker put a super chat for Joshua, a part 2 to super chat number 1. Monster of the Waffle House. Have a TURDUS whoosh into the Waffle House seating area with Dr. Josh, send that information to Scarved Insect on my Discord. That's a good one. I think he may do it. So send that to him. Walk out to see Michael buying a Waffle House. Yes, you need to send that to him, please. Anti-Trigger, what's up? Hey, Gary, good to see you. I am angry, but doing much better now with you guys. Great news. I hear Bree isn't in Endgame all that much. I've heard that as well. And you know, here's the thing, guys, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or pat my own back, but I've been saying all along that people that have been screaming that Marvel is going completely woke, it's not that it's impossible for a company to do that. We've seen it with Lucasfilm, but I don't think that Marvel wants to stop making billions of dollars off their movies. Anti-Trigger, Evil Goatee Spock versus Star Trek Discovery Bearded Spock. Evil Goatee Spock wins, but that's mainly because he's played by Leonard Nimoy. Hi, Dr. Alex. Anti-Trekker. You confused me on that one, Trek Reviewer, but that's not hard to do these days. Let's see. Luke says 1% battery. Don't search for me if I disappear. All right, Luke. I'm glad that you stopped by, though. I truly am. Thanks for coming in. Imagine a video game who figured out all the cheat codes. That's Captain Marvel in Endgame. Fortunately, Thanos finds his way through her planet-thick plot armor. Well, I don't. You're hinting too much. I don't want to know. I do not want to know. Darren says I hit 8.1. Yeah, about 8150 right now. I tell you, Gary over at Nerdrotic has just made this channel explode the last couple of days. So thank you, Gary, if you see this. I truly appreciate it. Mr. Miles is saying Spider-Man for reasons. Happy birthday, DJ, says Trek Reviewer. Yeah, everybody should be wishing DJ a happy birthday. I'm sorry, I wanted to get a birthday video out for you today, DJ, but I've been absolutely swamped with stuff from work. I apologize. It has to be Spider-Man. You mean that beats Thanos? I don't know. Multi-Gunman says, hey, how's it going? I am doing better now that I am off work and talking to you guys. Spider-Man had a big role in the comic book version of Infinity War, but hardly any role in the movie. No, that's not who I'm talking about. Okay, any of you that have seen Endgame, do not answer this at all. This is not meant as a question. But the character I'm thinking of, Mr. Miles, is Nebula. Nebula was vitally important in the comic books, and in Infinity War, she was just kind of there. But she is, and again, anybody that's seen it, I don't want to hear anything as far as what I'm saying is accurate or not accurate. Do not spoil Endgame for me, or anybody else for that matter. But in the comics, it is Nebula that defeats Thanos by removing the gauntlet from him. Anyway, Thomas throws $4.99 in and says, tomorrow night is going to be the worst night at work of the year, and it's my birthday. Oh, man, Thomas, that sucks. I am truly sorry to hear that. But on the bright side, you can listen to me rant or rave about, I keep wanting to say Infinity War, but Endgame. And UBERCHAT number 4, you got it, my friend. Well, all right, well, let's beam down to the planet. Energize, Mr. Scott.
Aye, Captain.
Welcome aboard the USS Discovery.
There's got to be some kind of other universe, right? Please, send me back. Oh my God, send me back. I beg you, no, send me back. Oh. Thomas, thank you. BIRDOPREY says, Andrew, when you get a chance, check out the replay of my last stream, even for a minute. I really liked my new graphics. You probably will too. All right, well, you know what? Let's do that right now. So, look, here's my stream. So I can even play it. And wow, that's weird. All right, so let's go to BIRDOPREY. And so let's go to your channel and videos. By the way, if you're not subscribed to BIRDOPREY 5, you should subscribe to him. He's a lot of fun to hang out with. Oh, wait, that's not it. That's your Last City Skylines. There's your Ketwalski. So what is it? I don't see the video. It looks like it probably hasn't processed yet, BIRDOPREY. So we'll check back later. I know sometimes it takes a long time for those things to process. Live stream while waiting in line from the movie. England says nice shirt. I love this shirt. This is a great shirt. So Mrs. Nancy Stricker, I think, got it for me. Of course, most of my good shirts she got for me because she's awesome. I may do that, but actually we're not going to be waiting in line because I already have my seats and everything. That's a nice thing about these reserved seat theaters. Antrick, I put in animation requests already. Awesome, Josh. I will make sure that Joshua reads it. He's feeling sick still, but I like that idea. Marvel is going woke like the comics. They're just doing it in the next phase. We'll see, Darren. I hope you're wrong. BIRDOPREY says 8147. Yes, so the current sub count, I'm impressed. I gotta say, we're getting dangerously close to where I'm gonna have to start putting together that 10,000 video. DJ says, Antrigger, those press tours with Brie, though, have been fun to watch. How it seems like not many like her from the movie. Yeah, but I get the feeling most of that is just kidding around and playing into the fan paranoia about her. I'm just being honest. I think that's all it is. Mercer says, hey there. Hey, Mercer, good to see you, my friend. Trivia, who is Maltz in Star Trek? That would be, oh gosh, I forget. John Larroquette is Maltz. So, yes. Are you impressed? Just saying happy birthday to DJ. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. That just sounds wrong. Happy birthday, dear fat pink bunny dude. Happy birthday to you. I don't know why I did that. I'm going at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I'm jealous of you. My show's not till 7:30. We won't spoil anything. You'll be surprised at not surprised. It makes sense when you see the movie. That's, like I said, I've heard that a lot, Luke. I really have. A lot of people are saying that, well, it's not shocking, but it's really satisfying. And you're like, yes, that's how they needed to do it. And you're like surprised that they actually did what makes the most sense. Spoiler, Thanos wins and becomes Emperor of the Universe and marries Captain Marvel because he's into strong chicks. No, this is, if CBS were producing the film, yeah. And yes, your comments are popping up twice, Bird. You may want to reboot or something. Hello there. Now shut up and take my money. Thank you, Professor McCoy's Pop Culture Reviews. I truly do appreciate it. And if you want a Super Chat review, let me know, my friend. Don't just throw... Don't get me wrong. I love it when you guys throw money at me. And believe me, I love that because otherwise I would be homeless right now. But if you want a Super Chat request, please throw it out there so I know. And by the way, one little trick you can do if you really want is if you can edit the exact dollar amount that you put in. What some people will do is make the pennies the Super Chat number. So like if you put $2.02, then I would know that you wanted Super Chat number 2. Anyone else seeing my comments? Yeah, I already said that. The Borg appeared at the edge of Warhammer 40k Galaxy opposite. Whoa, and then that disappeared, Thor's hammer. Okay. Anti-tracker, it's processing, but you can see it here. Okay, so you gave me the direct link to it, so let's bring it up and see what we got. Oh, yeah, much better. Although, I gotta say, what we need is for General Chang to be moving. I do like what you're doing there. Obviously, you are imitating one of the best YouTubers that there is, because the format seems strangely familiar, but very, very nice. Very well done, my friend. And I want to work with you on maybe improving it just a smidge. If you, but I think that there's a way we can make that even better than it is. But that looks really good. But I think we need to animate it a little bit. By the way, I particularly like the Garfield stuck on the window for some reason. Sorry, view screen. View screen. I've been watching too much Discovery. Windows are not in real Star Trek. And so, let's see. You like, don't forget to change the live chat. Yes, Bird controls the planet killer. That's true. John Larroquette was a great actor. Night Court, buddy, Night Court. Yes, John Larroquette, actually, I think he was good as Maltz. I like that. I do not deserve to live. Fine, I'll kill you later. What did I walk in on here? Well, you walked in on Bird of Prey being a Klingon, but we already knew he was a Klingon. He's Bird of Prey, after all. I'm impressed. I would have been happy just telling me what the character was and what he did. As far as Maltz, well, come on, you have to know who Maltz is because Maltz Choi Chu. I mean, come on. Okay, oh, by the way, here's an interesting question about Maltz. I was actually been thinking about doing a video about like the story of Maltz. And by the way, I don't know if you've noticed, but we've been slowly creeping up on Mars. Hopefully, we don't crash into the planet here. But Maltz was, he said, fine, I don't deserve to live. Kirk said, fine, I'll kill you later. They threw him in the brig. So does that mean that Maltz is now a festering corpse at the bottom of San Francisco Bay because we never saw him again? And they just kind of left him in the lower holds of the Bird of Prey, and then on their way home, they ran into the whale probe, and then they forgot Maltz is in the basement. Oh well. I guess he's whale food now. So, anybody ever wonder about that? And Sci-Fi is that Venus or Mars behind me? It is Mars. We are approaching Mars very, very quickly. However, let's take a quick trip to Venus. Because I'm your Venus. God, I can't even spell. There it is. Venus. Oops. And so we're gonna warp over to Venus. Shoom, turn around, and there is Venus. Not nearly as exciting looking as Mars. It's a very bland looking planet, to be honest with you. Maltz, now I want a milkshake. Anti-Trekker, Jurassic Park based super chat. Have it where Anti-Trekker and Lore are going to restore power the crappy park, but have Anti-Trekker stop in his tracks. Over there where the bitches bad Star Trek shows have been hunting us. Don't worry, I got her go now, having Lore run off and Anti-Trekker going in after Disco. Sounds weird, but you know what? Like I said, remember, if you have super chats requests, send them to the Scarved Insect on my Discord server. He's the one. That's my son Joshua. He does all the super chat animations. Mercer says the Vulcans took Maltz into custody. Captain Redneck also said, "Oh, Captain Redneck is here. Good to see you, Captain Redneck. As always, we need to give the Redneck three-fingered salute. Eventually." when the computer catches up.
Ooh, Captain Redneck is on the bridge.
And I know that in the real world, yes, malts would have been dropped off on Vulcan because they were on Vulcan for at least a few days. However, I still think it's fun to think of the fact that malts was stuck in the bottom of that ship. I don't know why, but for my headcanon, I just think that's kind of funny that they forgot about malts. And so malts is dead at the bottom of San Francisco Bay. And check Jurassic Park Bay Super Chat. I already read that. So, and I will repeat what I said earlier. Send it to Joshua. Oh, that's right, because, yeah, my thing's jumping around. It's being weird. Then have Antrigger put down his hat and begin to extend shock Spa's 12 shotgun with spinning Spock over in the distance. He finishes. Captain Foley comes in for the brush next to him, and Antrigger's like clever Foley. Then Foley attacks Anti on how Disco is a good Star Trek show. You know, I might even be able to get Captain Foley to do a little bit of voice work for that. But, Professor McCoy, the rules are you got any Super Chat requests, send it to Joshua, and he will take it into consideration. But it's ultimately his choice what he makes. Warping inside a solar system, are you nuts? Of course I'm nuts. Have you not seen me? Trek Reviewer also agrees that he's on Vulcan, which I assume he means Vulcan. Anti-Trekker, what are you running on running your show on? A freaking Tandy? Yes, this computer sucks. Now, I will say, this computer was bleeding edge technology 5 years ago. But today, this computer sucks. So, let's see. Where should we go next? Let's go to my favorite planet, Saturn. And, of course, I keep forgetting you can't just hit enter. You have to click on go to, and we'll warp over to Saturn. Shoot. And you can see that's a nice view of Saturn. The rings look awesome when you have the sun going through them. Hey, I wonder if we can fly through the rings. That'd be kind of fun. Anyway. Let's see. I always thought they were on Vulcan for weeks or a month or two. They're never really clear on that. We just know long enough for Spock to get re-educated a little bit. But if he was reinfused with his Katra, how long does it take before your memories kick in? Because by the end of Star Trek 3, he remembered Kirk's first name. At the beginning of Star Trek 4, he was not quite all the way there. So, I'm not 100% sure. Considering how Kirk forgot all about Khan and SETI Alpha 5, it's certainly plausible that Kirk might have forgotten all about Malt. See? Although, in all fairness, Kirk never said that he would check in on Khan at SETI Alpha 5. Spock said it'll be interesting to go back in 100 years or so. But, yeah. I think that's... I think at Trigger Space, the Borg would adapt to the Imperium, Tau, Ender, Necrons, and other technology ships within 60 to 365 days on the ground. The Borg would have a hard time. Well, here's the thing about the Borg. And I don't know the tech of 40K. I don't. But the thing about the Borg that people tend to underestimate is their adaptability and assimilation tech. So if you attack them with any kind of energy-based attack, they will adapt to it almost instantly. As far as physical attack, it's kind of debatable. But, because we never really see the Borg use their force fields when people try to punch them, because apparently the Borg are stupid. But as far as like any kind of ranged attack, the Borg adapt very, very quickly, unless the writers decide that they don't. You've had your desktop for over a week. Throw that junk away, man. It's an antique. Your laptop is a month old? Well, that's great. If you'd like a nice, oh gosh, it was an oversized paperweight or something. But yes. And actually, you got it right. If you had your laptop for over a week, throw that junk away. But anyway, you're the dumbest dude I've ever seen. You got whiteout all over your screen. You think your Commodore 64 is really neato. What kind of chip you got in there? A Dorito? Yes, I love that song. Professor McCoy says, we are all nuts here, Sonny Boy. Yes, we definitely have a nutty crew around here. Maltz is sitting in the hold and suddenly a whale lands on his head. Yes! Yes! That's where Maltz was the whole time. and you see, we just need to edit like one little thing and have Scotty go, Admiral, there be whales here. And you remember that Klingon? The likelihood is that the Warhammer 40k galaxy will adapt to the threat once they realize how dangerous the Borg are, and by that time the Borg will be larger than 2.1 million trillion of drones. Well, you see, that's the thing, is that the Borg also, they can replenish their numbers very quickly. A lot to be said for kinetic weapons. Well, but the problem is we don't really know the details of the Borg's ability against kinetic weapons, because the only kinetic weapon we've seen used against the Borg is the Tommy gun, which you could argue, was that even a kinetic weapon since it was a hologram, and B, photon torpedoes, which are kinetic. They are physical exploding weapons, and the photon torpedoes in every single instance have done 0 damage until first contact, because random. E.C. Henry finally turned on STD. I saw that video. I was absolutely shocked, because every time E.C. Henry comes out with a video about Discovery, I always roll my eyes. I usually watch it just to see, because he makes good quality videos. But no, he was actually right on the money with that one. I was shocked. You seem much happier and in your element than you did 2 months ago. Did you read The Far Side? No, I didn't, man. I'm going to try. Let me see if I can get it to where I can read it now. I thank you for reminding me, Mercer. Like I said, today has actually been a very rough day. I mean, not like the end of the world rough day, but let me see. Where did you send it to me? Where is... Dang it, Mercer. I'm probably looking... Is your username different on... Because you sent it to me on Discord, didn't you? So, is your username different on Discord? Because I remember seeing it, but now I don't remember... Or did you just send me a direct link? Enter Super Chat number 13. You got it, my friend, while I'm still trying to scratch my head here.
Hey, you want to learn about Jesus?
There's no such thing as hooker-client confidentiality.
Let's see. It's also important to note that people within virtually every other science fiction franchise at least understand their own technology. Well, that is true. Weird Al reference, check. Yes. Weird Al, greatest performer in the history of music. I know that'll get me in trouble, but I do love Weird Al. I've seen him in concert like only twice, but damn, he puts on a good show. And yeah, the man is a showman through and through. Imagine orcs and space marines as Borg drones. That's kind of scary. Ed Checker, where were you just trying to speak? Were you just trying to speak Ebonics a few moments ago? No, I was not. I was simply saying it's all about the Pentiums. SETI Alpha 500 years after being colonized by augments. Sounds like a great mirror universe idea. That actually could be an alternate universe. SETI Alpha 5. What would have happened if SETI Alpha 6 had not exploded? Commodore 64 is your first computer? Wow, I never had one. I had an Atari 800, which was pretty cool in its day. Whoa, and there goes the chat again. Let's see. Let's see. Is the Death Star on that space thing? I'm not sure what you mean there. Is the Death Star, Thomas, what do you mean? Is the Death Star on that space thing? I'm clueless. Transphasic torpedoes from Voyager knocked out a cube in one shot. True. But transphasic torpedoes, remember the Borg were going to adapt eventually, even to an OP weapon like transphasic torpedoes and that armor, that hull armor that they had. The Borg would have adapted had Voyager continued to fight them. So in a straight up battle, even the augmented Voyager from Endgame Not the good end game, the bad end game. Even that augmented Voyager would have lost eventually. Maybe E.C. and Henry can finally be honest now that he's not cashing CBS checks anymore. I kid. I know. Well, I understand, because sometimes it seems like when people, like when Ketwalski was defending the last episode and stuff like that, I don't understand where some of these people, because I don't doubt that E.C. Henry is a genuine fan, but at the same time, how can he say some of the stuff that he says? Trek trivia. Which actor who starred in Babylon 5 appears over 100 times in TNG, DS9, and Voyager? Ooh, you got me on that one, Trek reviewer, because I'm not sure. I'm thinking of Combs, but I'm not sure. I'm making meatballs, says England DG. I'm jealous. Quantum torpedo hurt the Borg. Well, yes, but so did photon torpedoes, apparently, in First Contact. And I say that just a hooker lore comes on, and I say that just as a hooker lore comes on screen. Give me a Macron cannon or dimensional eater weapon, and the Borg would be toast. Well, I don't know what either of those do, so I will take your word for it. And there, Mercer sends me the image again, so let me see if I can... much bigger this time. So, old WWS. Furthermore, the way they portrayed the cavalry as just being insensitive just made me sick. And the buffaloes, those buffaloes weren't really killed. That was all faked. Oh, I forgot to. At the international meeting of the Didn't Like Dances with Wolves Society. At first, I was saying DLDWWs. What is that? It's a, but that's good. So, yes, those, yeah, I like that one. That's a good one. Let's see, the Daleks or Cybermen was, let's see, Multi-Gunman saw Weird Al, yes. Tina Turner puts on a better show. I don't know, I've never seen her in concert, so I can't, to be fair, I couldn't honestly say that, but I find it hard to believe. If you've not seen Weird Al in concert, he is crazy good. And Tricker, for the other super chat, 12. All right, you got it. Give me just a second, because I want to address this real quick. The Daleks or the Cybermen would take out the Borg. I disagree, Ralph. First of all, the Daleks would be almost no threat at all to the Borg. The Daleks' death ray, the Borg would fairly quickly adapt to. And there's nothing about Dalek technology that I know of that would indicate that the nanoprobes wouldn't be able to infiltrate their technology. And the Daleks themselves are simple biologicals which could be easily assimilated. As for the Cybermen, well, the Cybermen are just like poor men Borg. But the Cybermen actually do surgical procedures to convert people. As far as I know, they don't use like nanotech. And so I think the nanotech of the Borg would be able to assimilate cybertech. Anti-checker for the other super chat. 12. Oh yeah, you said that.
Heart attack.
Well, that was easier than I expected. This is going to be a great day. And now, off to my first day of work on Endor.
Your first computer was an Altair? Altar? I don't even know what that is. My very first computer that I ever had was well, let's see. I had a TRS-80. And I had the Atari 800. I know there was something in between there, but I can't remember what. And then after the Atari 800, I had an Apple II. And then I had a 286, and then a 486, and then a Pentium, etc. Your background, I can't remember the site. Does it have a Death Star? Oh, the space background here. It doesn't come stock with a Death Star, but you can add things to it, and that does include various science fiction stuff. I just see. I figure out why Disco went 950 years in the future. That way they can avoid canon. Well, yeah, they even said that. But yes. Whoa, the final episode of Voyager was called Endgame. That's going to be hella confusing for some of us homies. Yeah, I know. Have to go to work. Hopefully you're still on. If not, good night. Checking everyone. All right, Thomas, you take care of yourself. I'm probably not going to be on that much longer, so you take care, my friend. It didn't like. Didn't like the MCU Society. Oh yeah. Didn't like the MCU Society, or didn't like the Last Jedi. Who? No, didn't like the Last Jedi. There's a lot of people that would say that. Imperial leader, my emperor, more than half the galaxy has been lost to those hellish abominations. They've assimilated more than 500,000 systems and hundreds of trillions of our citizens. See, that would be very bad news if the Borg actually got a foothold on them. It would be over. Doomsday Machine versus Death Star. Interesting question. I would say that it depends. That's one where it really is just going to depend on whether or not if the Doomsday Machine fires its anti-proton at the Death Star before the Death Star can get a super laser shot off at the Doomsday Machine, then the Doomsday Machine wins. If the Death Star hits it with the super laser, will the super laser penetrate neutronium? That's an unknown factor. But we do know that if the super laser hits it in the maw, then it would take it out, because I would say it's safe to bet that it's more than 97 megatons of force that the super laser would put out. So so at least if the Death Star could, and assuming that the targeters were smart enough to do this, targeted the interior of the Doomsday Machine through the maw, then it would take it out in one shot easy. Otherwise, I don't know how effective it would be against neutronium, but I do think that the anti-proton beam would penetrate the Death Star. Neither the Daleks or the Borg or the Borg could defeat the Borg. I think you mean the Cybermen. Even if they teamed up against the Borg. I tend to agree. At least during the Russell T. Davies era of Doctor Who, the Daleks are way more powerful than the Cybermen. Well, everything I've seen is that the Daleks are substantially more advanced than the Cybermen. A single drone Dalek, and it's game over for the Daleks. Yeah, well, that's the problem, is that the Borg, yeah, all you need is to get one Borg in and assimilate one Dalek, and game over. Hello, everyone, putting the kids to bed. Hey, John, but hopefully you'll still be going when I get back. Well, I'm only going to be going for a few more minutes, so hurry up and just throw the kids in the box or something. Or the Borg were stolen from the idea of the Cybermen. I would tend to say that, yes, I think that the Borg inspired the Cybermen. Sly Marlborough would defeated the Borg, for he is Sly Marlborough, fear the mighty. Ha 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 ha. Don't know who Sly Marlborough is. Anyone here have an IBM PC Junior as a kid? I never did, but I've heard of them. He had a speak and spell and a speak and math. Wow. I never owned either one, but I remember the speak and spell, and I've heard of the speak and math, but I've never actually seen one. My first computer was an Epson Equinti 1. It had an extended 1 megabyte hard drive. Pretty impressive. Hey, I'll tell you, my Atari 800 had 64 kilobytes of RAM. My first computer was an Altair 8800, and that is what we call a joke out here on the interwebs. Okay. Answer is Patricia Tallman, who played can't pronounce that name, Alexander in B5. Now I have to look her up. My first PC was an Amiga. You're young. Did the Cybermen cross over with the Borg in TNG comics? The Cybermen came up on top. The Daleks have a reality bomb. Well, I'm just going by what I've seen on Doctor Who and TV. I've never read any of the comics. Avoiding canon isn't going to help the show at this point. They might have gotten away with it in season 1. Yeah, exactly. What they should have done, honestly, is just, if they want to make the style of Discovery as radically different as they did, they should have just set it 950 years in the future right off the bat, and just been done with it. They want to set the new canon. Anything they say will go. Yeah, but it's stupid, because they're still. Here's the problem: they have 23rd century technology, and they're now in the 33rd century. So yes, they want to. Let's 97.875. Actually, I believe it's 835, isn't it, or is it 825? I don't think it's 875. Now I'm trying to remember. Oh, geez, I can't believe you made me forget. No, sir. I think it's 97.825. That's, I think, the line goes. However, we can find out. Let's go to... Of course, you guys could probably look it up faster than I can actually bring up my files on it, but I still think it'll be fun. Come on. Computer wants. Yeah, this computer is not doing well. Cyberman first appeared in 1966. Yeah, 64K, Big Bala. That's right, man. That is absolutely right. Let me see. Hold on. Going into my science fiction folder and Star Trek and TOS. And I believe Doomsday Machine is season 2. Yes, there it is. All right. All right, let's see here.
Then we've been attacked.
Mr. Spock, ship status. Your experience, your
Friend.
Didn't die for nothing. He had the right idea, but not enough power to do it.
All right, here it is.
Am I correct in assuming that a fusion explosion of 97 megatons will result if a Starship impulse engine is overloaded?
No, sir. 97.835 megatons.
835. Dang it, I was right the first time. My first computer was an Apple II, 1970. I don't think there was an Apple II in 1977, Ralph. I don't think that the Apple... let's see, I'm trying to remember. The Macintosh came out in 84. Well, let's see. Apple II... Oh, you're right. Release date June 1977. Wow. I didn't realize the Apple II was that old. My goodness. But yeah, the TRS-80, man, that was a powerhouse back in the day. The delay after you press something on your Stream Deck, do you think that is because your computer or the Stream Deck? I think it's because of my computer. I genuinely do, Bird. I think that's just the my computer. A lot of things that I do run very slow, and so and it has to do with the fact that I'm, the number one, the computer itself. Every component in it is at least 5 years old at this point, and I haven't replaced anything in it. And the, I mean, I've cleaned it up and stuff like that, but I mean, I haven't actually haven't had any parts fail. And the hard drives, a couple of the hard drives are basically at like 99% capacity, so that slows things down. And modern hard drives are a lot bigger, so it'll be a lot easier to get more storage. So yeah, I'm pushing this thing to the absolute limit. I'm running 3 monitors off of a 5-year-old graphics card. Can't wait for the next season of Star Quest Battle Iron Trek. Have you watched the Orville episode from last week? Yes. Tomorrow. Not bad. Good setup. I think what's going to happen. This is my official prediction for this week's Orville, which I will not watch tomorrow because I'm going to be watching Endgame. But I think that tomorrow night's Orville will be where after we saw the past incident where Kelly refused to go out with Ed on a second date. This creates an alternate timeline where Kelly and Ed never got together, which means that they never served on the Orville together, which means that they never had Isaac as a crew member, which means Isaac never learned to appreciate humanity, which means that the Kaylon ultimately were successful in attacking the Union, and Earth is destroyed. I don't think all humanity is wiped out, but I think at the very least, Earth is they're losing a war. Things are going very badly. And they figure out that it's all because of the other Kelly. The crew in the Orville remembers the original timeline because they were insulated because of the existence of the time travel device. They use the quantum drive to try and find that gravity wave to duplicate this thing, bring back the other Kelly, get her to date Captain Mercer to set history straight, or go back in time to try and set history straight. Something to set history straight. That's going to be the main crux of the episode. That's my guess. I could be completely wrong. Anti-Tracker, could you do that thing where you move that Doomsday Machine model across your line of sight and beatbox the music from the episode? Because, you'll do that. We all do that kind of thing. Well, that's not really a beatboxy kind of song. However, I do. This is awesome. So the way that this Doomsday Machine is constructed is kind of cool. So it's on magnets. And then you take the little light bulb and you turn the light on. And then reattach the magnets. And then you go dun 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 dun. So yes, there you go. There's the Doomsday Machine. But yeah, it's not going to be. You see, that doesn't make sense to beatbox the Doomsday Machine. But yeah, there you go. And Professor McQuay, oh, here's that Sly Marlboro. Okay, let's tell you. Sorry, I saw you put that in there earlier. Oh, it's a Warhammer character. Okay. Sly Marlboro sets off an ambush of the Tau armored detachment. Okay. He's called the one-man army. Well, here's the problem. He may be a one-man army, but one nanoprobe can take him down. Might take some time. Yes, we need Mirror Orville. I think so. I think that could be cool. I just finished watching your live reaction to the last episode of STD. You're right. What the hell is that door made of? Pike should be blind at least. Yeah, what the... That door was... and I know I said it during the thing, but yeah, that was the dumbest moment in Discovery. Is that door actually survived. See, everything you just said sounds really stupid, and yet I want to see it. But I can see the writers for STD thinking it sounds cool, but in reality, it's so stupid. Insert stupid, so you stupid from UHF. Well, except that, no, my favorite stupid is from Plan 9 from Outer Space. You see, your stupid minds. Stupid. Yeah, but anyway. Where did you get your Doomsday Machine model? Actually, it was a birthday present from Mrs. Anti-Trekker. But I do really like it. It's pretty cool. Star Trek version of Jaws. I couldn't think of a better term than beatbox on the fly. That's cool. And you know, the funny thing is, of course, the Doomsday Machine was season 2 of the original series, which means that it predates Jaws by a freaking decade. Suck on that, John Williams. Door made of neutronium. That's what I was thinking. What the heck? How did that door... I mean, a photon torpedo we have seen in Star Trek, in the JJ verse, in the Prime timeline, in the Discovery timeline. We've seen that photon torpedoes against an unshielded ship rip it to shreds. And yet, they set off a massive photon torpedo that's like 100 times bigger than a standard photon torpedo inside the ship, 10 feet away from the door. And Pike is just fine because he squints a little. Even Trek Yards. Yeah, I know Trek Yards. I'll tell you. I know a lot of people think that Trek Yards is way too soft on Discovery. And I do think they are too soft on Discovery. But Captain Foley, he agrees. That episode was all style, no substance, and a lot of stupid. Starfleet needs to get a hold of those Pike doors. They would come in mighty handy for things like neutralizing Borg cutting beams. Yeah, exactly. You skipped me. Read last comment, says Chief Cook. Well, actually, and I'm trying to be better, but if my name, if you don't put the @Anti-Trekker in there so that it pops out, I'm missing a lot of comments because there's more people chatting lately. So I apologize, but I don't even. Let's see. Let's just cut the. Let's cut the case. The Borg could have beat the Federation if they kidnapped Picard. Let's cut the case. The Borg could have beat the Federation if they didn't kidnap Picard at all. You're right. That was a huge mistake. Had the Borg not gone after Picard and just went straight to Earth, then, yeah, they would have won easily. Enter, we settled it. The door was made of burnanium. Oh, I didn't realize that. Ah, you're right. Protoculture energy. Hand over my anime sci-fi card. I've no idea what protoculture energy is, but okay. I believe these two sci-fi universes are so advanced that one Borg cube is all needed to assimilate the whole galaxy of them by being Mass Effect and StarCraft. Those two are so unadvanced. Based on the best PC space strategy game with high concept sci-fi ever, Extronium, not Neutronium. That's Game Master of Orion 2. I did not know that. I've never played Master of Orion 2. Cockings was hilarious. You would think that if Star Trek ships had doors like that, you'd see doors floating around space after every battle. Did he actually say that? That's brilliant right there. That is absolutely brilliant. Someone goes back in time to make sure Ed and Kelly kiss at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. Yes. Remember, Pike took the time stone, so future can't be changed. That's why the door survived. Yeah, that's still stupid. I haven't seen you on a live stream in forever. Oh, you're talking to England. I was like, what are you talking about? 55 watching now, 56. So that's awesome. I'm glad that we can get a decent audience at this time, since this is going to be what time the live streams are going to be in the near future, like near future meaning next week. Anti-Tricker. All Anti-Tricker needs is a small NCC 1017 USS Constellation to fly into the Doomsday Machine. Yeah, need a constellation about that big. You're right. And let's see. I think it would be neat if the bridge domes on Starfleet ships were made out of neutronium or even pike-dorium. Yes, pike-dorium would definitely be a good thing to make the bridge out of. Protoculture equals Macross Robotech. Ah, well, you see, I don't know jack about Robotech, England, so there's that. I'm not big. Anime is not a strong suit of mine. I mean, there's a couple of animes that I like Death Note and stuff, but I don't know a whole lot about anime. Let's see. Last port in General Discord 9 Trek Gamer for pictures of Patricia Tallman in her first view. Last post in general. Oh, okay. Why, man, I can't read at all. So let's go to there and general and get caught up. Well, the last post in general has Captain Redneck talking about how he hasn't seen Endgame. Mr. Miles posted something about the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon having people from Endgame on it. So, are you sure about that? Because, Trek Reviewer, if you're talking about my Discord, it's not there. Maybe Starfleet battles or Micro Machines Connings might be to scale with the Doomsday Machine. That could, I'd have to look, yeah. England DG says, yes, he said that. Okay. Protoculture Robotech Conference. Okay. In England, this was... wow. Grun, which has a very grumpy looking person that looks like they could be related to me. Thank you, England. That's painful to look at. I'm not going to look at that anymore. Professor, here's some meme about Sly Marlboro. Don't worry, watching you don't have to. Oh, okay, so it's like a video, so I'll look at that later. Let's see. Dude, Anti-Trek, you should play Master of Orion 2 for sure. You would love the crazy technologies. I probably would, but honestly, I don't have time for adding more games to my repertoire right now, because whenever I have extra time, I have to work on videos, because this channel ain't going to grow to world domination status on its own. Pike is effectively immoral for the time being. Starfleet can use him like a shield. Or immortal. Yes, you're absolutely right. Oh, that chick? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, so like random chick number 17 was in like 100 episodes. I didn't know that. Vipers from 1978 cooler than X-Wings. Agree. I have a Micro Machines Connie if you want it, Anti-Trigger. Well, you can send it to me if you want, but you know, I'm not going to promise that I'll ever send it back because it'll be in the maw of the Doomsday Machine. But no, if you but don't send it to me unless you actually want to part with it. But if you do send it to me, it'll go right in that Doomsday Machine. Protomatter was from Robotech in a Japanese anime. I know Robotech is a Japanese anime, but I didn't know there was Protomatter in it. You can get Master of Orion's 2 for dirt cheap on GOG. What's GOG? I mean, I have Steam, but I don't know what GOG is. T-Berg says, evening, folks. Hey, did you know that Jupiter has rings? Yes, I did. They're very faint, so you can't see them unless you have an extraordinarily powerful telescope. Do you know because I married her? Okay. Professor, you married the chick from Star Trek? Really? You married her? Can I get her autograph? Good Old Games. I've never heard of Good. Is that like a website? I've never even heard of it. Edtricker, I think Voyager series made the Borg too weak. Agreed. The Voyager series unfortunately nerfed the Borg to extremes. And that's a real shame because even though I did not particularly care for Descent, nor did I care all that much for iBorg, it was really Descent that killed the Borg on TNG. And they nerfed them in First Contact, but then they really did a number on them in Voyager. Damn, that interplanetary child support is a bitch. I don't doubt that. It's a spare from a collection I sold on eBay years ago. I can part with it all. Where can I go to find where to send it? You can look at the description of this or any of my videos, and you will see a little section that says anti-care packages can be sent to, and there's my address. So, Professor, yeah, they really shove it up Uranus. Okay, I'm glad. Oh, the child support. Yeah, get it. But wow, you guys are sick bastards. I bought the entire Ultima series from them. Also, the AD&D Gold Box series. Cool. Man, I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons. Well, Laura and I played a couple of times, but I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons seriously since before many of you were born. All right, so with that depressing note, I am going to wrap it up here, but I do want to say thank you all for hanging out with me on this kind of oddball timed live stream because of the change to my schedule, and just thanks for being awesome, and because you guys put up with my crap, and I truly appreciate that more than I can actually say. And remember that your life is a story. So lie your ass off, man. I mean, because it's a story.
I have got something better!
Night Breeze throws a couple of bucks in there. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it, but you know what that means? Whenever you stop the credits, you gotta throw a super chat request at me because I want you to make sure you got your money's worth out of that. But thank you, my friend. Darren says it wasn't meant to be. That's cool. I know, but you know, I know I'm a horrible speller. I'm dyslexic. I know that's just an excuse, but it's just a fact. About Dan Tyan, Trigger does a review of Galaxy Quest. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Night Breeze wants the Hypno Turd, so you know what that means. Need to turn that down just a bit.
All hail the Hypno Turd. You must love the Hypno Turd. The Hypno Turd knows you. The Hypno Turd is you. You will give to the Hypno Turd. All hail the Hypno Turd.
Real quick, I want to answer this question, the Sci-Fi Sith. How would you pitch an idea for a Galaxy Quest 2 or TV show? First of all, I would not pitch a Galaxy Quest television series. I would pitch a Galaxy Quest 2, reuniting everybody except for, of course, Alan Rickman, who sadly passed away. But you get everybody else, and you actually start it, and you make it take place, you know, let's see, Galaxy Quest came out in 2004, so you make it, you know, about 15 years later, and you started out with the cast attending his funeral and reminiscing about the glory days of the show and everything, and they're all there, and then the Thermians come back because there's some new crisis that they need help. And so they kind of get swept up into another adventure. That's how I would do it. But you would definitely have a very serious dedication to Alan Rickman in it. And they could even in there have like some talk about like how the network was considering recasting him or something like that. And I think that could be fun. But yeah, I think a Galaxy Quest 2 would be awesome. Remember, give me all your money.